back to the Python series, and in this video we will take our discussion ahead on functions. So what we will discuss in this video is multi-arguments. Now what are these arguments? Arguments that we are talking about are parameters that are also called as function parameters. So you will find that sometimes the instructors or the developers will interchangeably using these two words, that is arguments and parameters. So we will talk about this multi-arguments or multi-parameters. Now what are these multi-arguments? In the last video we saw that we wrote a function to add two numbers, right? But let's say if we want to add three numbers, what we will do is we will add one more parameter and write the code for it. Let's say I want to add 4 values, I will add one more parameter, but I don't know that how many numbers will the user enter or how many numbers the user want to add. So we can't keep on adding the parameters and we can't keep that adding the code in that, right? This will make our code very worse and also a bit lengthy. So for that we have a technique called as multi-args in Python. Now what is this multi-arguments? This helps us to write a piece of code that accepts n number of the arguments from the user, the amount of the arguments that the user want to pass, and it will run. So how is this multi-argument works? So get your machines ready and let's start. So I have already created a new file, that is multi-args.py. So let's define again a function to add the numbers, but this time it will be the amount of the numbers that the user want to add, rather it be 2, 3, 4, 5 or n number of the functions or n numbers that the user want to add. So let's write a code. Again we know that how to define a function, the def keyword and the name of the function, and then in this we want to we are expecting some parameters from the user, right? Rather it be 2 numbers, 3 numbers or whatever it be, but we don't know how many numbers the user will enter. So here we will have a parameter called as number, but we don't know again that how many numbers will be passed. So here we will use the concept of multi-arguments, and how it works, that here we will give this star that is called as asterisk. So asterisk num. So what this does, that the parameter now that you can see here, this is called as multi-argument parameters. So multi-argument parameter, and now this is not a parameter, this is a list. So the parameters that the user passes when the function is called, that will be added directly into a list of the list, and the name of the list here is num. So this is not just a single parameter, but it will be a list of values. Now let's say we want to add it. So how we will add it? So let's so it is a list, and we have learned list. We have also learned how to iterate through a list. So similarly here we have a list, and we want to keep on doing the same task, that is adding the numbers that as and when they come into the list. So we need to iterate through the list, right? So here we will use two concepts, that is already we have a list, so we want to iterate through it. How we iterate? Using for loop. So let's write a code for that, that is for I in num, that is num is the name of a list, and then we will need here a variable, let's name it as result is equals to 0, result is equals to 0, and here result, okay, not return but result, again it's coming result, what's happening, result is equals to result plus I, not 1 but result plus I, and then return result. So what is this? So here we have declared a variable result that is first initialized to 0. Then we have your for loop, that is for I in num, that is our list of number that will be of a multi-argument. So it will iterate through it. Now we have the value of the result as 0. Let's say first argument that is passed as 2. So the code will run, the result is 0. So 0 is equals to 0 plus 2. 0 is equals to 0 plus 2. So here this will become 2. And this 2 will be stored into the value. Then again it will the iteration will go on. Now the result value is 2. Now let's say if the second argument is 3, so we have already a 2 is equals to 2 plus 3, this will be 5, then the value of the result will become 5, and so on. And at the end we will return result. And why we haven't wrote this return statement inside the function? Because we don't want to keep on returning the values with every iteration, right? Once all the values are added, at the end we want to return the total value. So that's why we have wrote this return statement outside the for loop. So this is a very simple code for the multi-arguments. So let's try and run this. So run, and okay, again a very simple mistake that we haven't called the function. So happens sometimes. So here let's say we have 1 and 2. Let's just try for the two parameters and whether we are getting 3 or not. Okay, again we need to print it. Happens. So we need to print this. This is, and this will go. Okay, what's happening today? This will go here. Okay, let's right click on it. Add 1 and we have 2. Okay. So now let's run. This time it will definitely work. So we have got here 3. Absolutely, we were expecting 3, right? So let's say I want to pass more values. So we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 3 again, we have 2, we have 9. So let's check whether it runs perfectly or not. And we have got here 26. So you can check that whether this is right or not, but this is surely right. So right now we have almost 7 parameters and the code worked absolutely fine for that. So we saw that if we pass 2 parameters, 3 parameters, or there be 7 parameters, doesn't matter, our code is going to work. And what happens if we pass just only one parameter? So let's check that as well. Let's say we have only one single parameter and we will get 1, absolutely. So the code is working in any condition. So now this is a more better code rather than just having 2 parameters. So now with this knowledge you can create more appropriate calculator. You can add more methods like addition, division, subtraction, and all those methods should be multi-argument so that we don't know that how many numbers that user want to enter. And with that, let's end this video and let's catch up in the next one.